What's going on, everyone? Today I want to make a quick video of how I help my wife create workout videos for her YouTube channel. Now, my wife is great on camera.
And he had to kind of just teach me how to use all of the equipment so that I can bring you the best looking, the best sounding videos.
But she's not great with a camera.
I don't know how to turn this thing off.
So I'm gonna go over the gear that I've chosen for her to use, kind of the way that I'm teaching her how to use it, and why we like that gear specifically, and how that's gonna kind of help me in the editing process to kind of put everything together to make what we consider high quality YouTube content. When my wife first started making workout videos, it was a couple of years ago, and it was while she was doing a bodybuilding competition. At that time, she was using my Sony a5100. The reason being is basically I had the settings locked in. She would turn it on, flip the screen where she could see herself, and push record. It's a good camera for video and especially for beginner stuff, but the audio just wasn't there. We were using the internal mic on the camera, and it just never sounded all that great to me.
Hi, my name is Candace McCool. I am a registered nurse and a full-time mom.
Since then, I've actually purchased one of my favorite cameras, which I think is easy to use. I just find myself reaching for it the most, and that's gonna be the DJI Pocket 3. Now, this is a fantastic little camera that is easy to keep with you, it's easy to use, and it has this built-in gimbal. Helps you kind of have those steady shots if you aren't used to filming handheld. And another great part is I got the creator combo, so it does come with the DJI mic that automatically syncs up to it. So what I was showing her is we can basically just put this camera in different positions, right, to get her some dynamic shots. You can use the face tracking to follow you as you move around the gym. And then I basically just told her, mic yourself up the entire time. So see the bar at the top with my voice, and now you know that the mic's on. Okay. And you could even, if you wanted to, like, you could take this off and you could do like this right here. I would rather have something and not need it than wish that we had a talking portion while you were doing a movement that you do. The way that we're getting different shots with this camera is actually with this Ulanzi tripod. I love this. It's very compact, as you can see. It pops out at the bottom, and then it has probably close to 6 foot of extension on this pole. Because this camera is so lightweight, this is really a perfect tripod for it. What I do is I basically leave the standard base from the Pocket 3 on it at all times. So if I'm going handheld, I keep the battery bank on it, and the DJI small tripod, that's for low shots or if I have something to set it on. And when I want to use this tripod, all I have to do is pop off the battery bank, click it on the tripod, and then I'm ready to use this. This lets me go from a foot off the ground to literally 6-ish feet high. And that just kind of is getting us some angles that people don't usually get in the gym. So something like this would be just a different angle that you typically don't see when people are making these workout videos. Back when she would record herself in the past, it was always either with that a5100 on a tripod at head height, or it was handing her phone to someone and they would always film at chest or head height. That is people's natural tendency when recording videos. But what I think is aesthetically pleasing to the eye are different odd angles that you don't think about. So while I was teaching her how to use the camera, I was giving her ideas for different positions to record in, right? So we would do the low shot on the ground. We would still do that chest high to head high shot, but then we would actually extend the tripod all the way up and do a top down shot, which I think is just really unique for those gym settings. You see a lot of low shot with people placing their phone. You see a lot of that chest high shot, but you don't get much of the overhead. So when filming this, what I would have her do is, let's take deadlift for instance. Maybe she had 3 sets of that movement. For her first set, I would have her place it at a low angle. Second set, a mid angle. Third set, a high angle. And then we would play around some with the front to back or off to the side, just trying to get creative to see what looked best on camera and what also kind of would highlight the movement for anyone who's wanting to basically maybe get some tips or tricks about form when doing that movement. So we got a wild hair this day because I was off work, so I could go to the gym with her and basically walk her through what I'm looking for since I'm the one editing her videos. So kind of my goal today with Candace is A, to try to keep up with her in the workout, but B, teaching her how to use this camera. And what we're playing with is essentially different camera angles so that she has a couple different dynamic shots while she's doing her workout. She's not used to this camera. So part of it is just teaching her how to use the tripod and how to set up those different angles that you typically wouldn't get. So this gave me kind of the opportunity to not only teach her how to use the camera, but get shots that I think would look good and kind of making sure that she feels comfortable with doing that on her own since this camera is new to her. Another thing that she really liked is with this camera, it has something called the DJI Mimo app, if I'm pronouncing that right. Is it Mimo? I think it's Mimo. We're gonna go with Mimo. Basically, my wife is learning how to film herself with the DJI Pocket 3. And I'm showing her that we've got the camera over here, what you're looking at. And so that she can make sure she's in frame, we've actually got the Mimo app pulled up on her phone. That way she can see that she's in frame and adjust accordingly for her workouts so that she can kind of change up the angle and get some different perspectives to go with her YouTube channel. What's great about that app is not only can you see on a larger screen with your phone of the angle that you're getting with the camera, but you can also control the gimbal. So maybe if you don't have the shot quite right, instead of having to go to the camera and use the joystick, you can use your screen to then adjust the camera to get just the right angle. Now, we also have a cell phone tripod that she can use if she decides to do that, but I think once she gets comfortable with this camera specifically, she's gonna wanna use it all the time, and I'm probably gonna have to buy another one for me to use. Now, the other camera that we use, which isn't necessary, but I have it, so we use it, is actually the one that I'm recording on right now, which is my Sony a7S III, and I'm gonna use this to kind of show you the setup here. Now, I basically only use this camera for my talking head stuff for my content and her content because it's here with proper lighting, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm just not comfortable using the big camera to record myself, and I don't think she is either out in public. We're just not quite there yet. Does the image look great? Absolutely. But it can be just uncomfortable, this, for me at least, to be using this big of a camera and holding it or using a big tripod and it being cumbersome out in public. That's why I do like the smaller one. It's just a little bit more discreet when you're recording stuff. Now, when I'm filming for clients, I use this camera exclusively just about. I'll maybe do something creative with the Pocket and I still keep it in my bag if I need it, but this is my primary camera. It's just for filming myself. I'm just not quite there yet in public to use a camera this big. Now, in the editing phase is where I get the opportunity to use these different camera angles that we record. What I found is with her old videos, it was always a static one shot for all three sets, and I just don't see people wanting to sit and watch the same angle, the same movement over and over. I think when you can change camera angles, it keeps people's attention, and when I have those three different angles, I can basically take 2 to 5 seconds from each angle while she's doing that movement to not only highlight that movement, but keep things interesting and keep the camera changing as much as possible throughout the video. I hope this video kind of helped give you some ideas of maybe filming for someone else or filming your own workout content. You don't have to have any of this equipment, but you can use a lot of these same techniques to really make videos a lot more interesting, a lot more dynamic, and keep your audience entertained. If you have any questions about my process, about the gear I use, about why I'm doing what I'm doing, or especially recommendations of how I can do things better, please drop them in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video.